Welcome back, students. Once again, in last video we were discussing about the poem Keeping Quiet, written by the famous English poet Pablo Neruda. Pablo Neruda was his pet name, and his real name was Neftali Ricardo Ruiz Basalto. He was a Chilean poet born in the year of 1904, died in the year of 1973. He got Nobel Prize for Literature in the year of 1971, just 2 years before his death. So he's widely popular for the images which he used in his poem. In this poem, he talks about the importance of introspection in life, in our life. So in the last video, we discussed few of the stanzas. Today we are going to discuss the next one. So we have to start from fourth stanza. Fisherman in the cold sea would not harm whales, and the man gathering salt would look at his hurt hands. Here, through these lines, the poet wants to convey a message. Fisherman, here, the poet used the image, right? Fisherman, it's a symbol of human being, while whales denotes the nature or the environment. Now, what the poet wants to convey through these lines? A very simple message that we are just destroying our nature. We never think about our act, right? We just do it. We never think whether it's the right thing or wrong. We just do it for momentary gain. So similarly, for momentary gains, we are destroying our nature a lot. We need to stop it. Perhaps in the moment of silence, right, when there is no activity, we will stop harming the nature as well. Further, he says that, and the man gathering salt would look at his hurt hands. So perhaps in the moment of silence, we get the realization that we are harming the nature. So ultimately, we will be the one who has to suffer a lot, right? So we never think about the results. So perhaps in the moment of silence we get that realization and we will stop harming the nature a lot. We never think about the upcoming generation, how they will use the resources if there will be no resource available, right? Perhaps in the moment of silence we will think about it as well. Next, those who prepare green wars, wars with gas, wars with fire, victory with no survivors, would put on clean clothes and walk about with their brothers in the shade doing nothing. Further, the poet says, those who are always ready to do wars, what kind of wars they are fighting with each other or with others? First of all, we are fighting a war against the nature, right? We are just exploiting the nature a lot, using all the resources, natural resources in a huge amount. Never think what will happen to our upcoming generation, how they will survive. For momentary gain, for we are just so selfish, we just think about ourselves, we are not thinking about others. That's why we are exploiting the nature a lot, because in this planet we are sharing this planet with other species also, right? How selfish we are, we just think about ourselves, we never think about other species, how they will survive if all the resources will be used by us only. Perhaps in the moment of silence we will get the realization too. And further he says that those who are always ready with poisonous weapon, not poisonous weapon, the weapon with poisonous gases, and the weapon with fire means nuclear weapon is a very good example of it. We are always ready to fight with each other. Now here I want to give you some of the example. For instance, now just think about it, what is going on in Middle East. There is tension is going on between Israel and Iran. And why we are talking about Middle East, in our neighborhood also, right? Our neighboring country Bangladesh, tension is going on. We are so alert as well. Now what is going on in Bangladesh, so ultimately it will affect us as well, right? If we will stop doing the war, and if we want to solve any problem, so there is only one solution to any problem. We need to talk about it. If there are two parties and they are fighting with each other about any problem, so first of all they need to stop fighting with each other, and second thing, they need to start talking to each other. Then only they will be able to get the solution. Fighting is not the solution, right? If we are talking about the problem, so ultimately we will get the solutions, right? So we need to stop fighting at the moment of silence. Further he says that victory with no survivors. So what will be the meaning of that victory when there will be no survivor? Is there any meaning of that kind of victory? No, right? So we need to stop fighting with each other first. Then after he says, would put on clean clothes and walk about with their brothers in the shade doing nothing. Right? What they have to do?